1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's time for Maths with Mr. Thomas.
Yes, it is. Thank you, Grace. And we're in Chapter 8, Lesson number 2. In the previous lesson, we were looking at scientific notation, what it is, and converting to it. But now, we're converting back from scientific notation.
Ooh, yay!
So, scientific notation, we know it's a way of writing really big or really small numbers, often used by scientists, and we use powers of 10. In the last lesson, we saw that if we have the number like 7,080,000, we can write that as 7.08 times 10 to the power of 6. Remember, we put for decimal after the first number that's not a 0, and then think how many places do we have to move that decimal to get back to the original number. So it was 7.08 times 10 to the power of, and because we move it 6 places, that's where the 6 comes from. Or if we had 0.00061, the decimal again went after the first number that's not a 0, so we had 6.1, and then we moved the decimal back 4 places to get back to the original number. Because we moved it back, it was a negative.
Oh, I remember that. But how do you go the other way, Mr. Thomas?
Good question, Alex. Very good indeed. What you need to do to convert back from scientific notation back to just normal form is you need to look at the index or the power. So you would need to look at the 6 or the -4. What that tells you is how many places you need to move the decimal. If you end up with a positive number for the index or the power, so here this 6 is a positive number, so we would move the decimal to the right, which means we would move it 6 places. So we would imagine it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places over. So we'd have the 7, then the 0, then the 8, and because we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4 places left, we fill in 4 zeros. So we'd have 7, 0, 8, and then 4 zeros. With the negative, what do you think then you do with a negative, Kai? Help us out.
Well, that's when you get a small number, so you'd move the decimal to the left.
Brilliant. Yeah, well done. So a big number is going to have a positive index, move the decimal to the right, and a negative index means it's a small number, 0 point something, so we move the decimal to the left. So you can see for this one, because it's times 10 to the power of -4, we'd move the decimal back 1, 2, 3, 4 places. So we'd have 0 point, and then we'd have this 1, 2, 3 spaces. So we'd put in the 3 zeros, and then you'd have the 6 and then the 1. I'll show you with some more examples just over the page. You ready for this? Ernesto, do you think we can do this?
Oh, yes.
Then let's do it. So, example 1. Let's stick with some positive indices, positive powers. So writing these numbers back just in normal form. First of all, 6.2 times 10 to the power of 3. Crystal, help us out. What do we do?
Well, because it's a positive power, it's a 3, it means we move the decimal 3 places to the right.
We do indeed, yeah, well done, Crystal. So we'd move the decimal 1, 2, 3 places, which means we'd have the 6 and then the 2. So we can write down the 6 and then the 2. And after we write the 6 and the 2, you can see there's 1, 2 spaces. What do we do with the spaces, Crystal?
We put in zeros.
Good, so you put in 2 zeros, and that will be your answer. So you'd have 6,200.
Oh, it's that easy?
It is indeed, yes. Crystal, pick someone else.
I pick Krista.
Okay, Krista, what do you do for this one then? 8.226 times 10 to the power of 4.
Oh, well, the 4 is a positive number, so the decimal moves to the right, and it moves 4 places. So you'd move it 1, 2, 3, 4 places.
You do indeed, yeah, well done, Krista, which means we would have the 8, then the 2, then the 2, then the 6. So you'd have 8,226, and you can see, Krista, we have this 1 space. What do we do with the space?
Put in a 0.
We do indeed, yes, we put in the 0. Well done. Excellent. Okay, for C, 3.81 times 10 to the power of 5. What do we do with this one, Barry Biscuit Boy?
Well, we move it 5 places to the right. We move the decimal. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places. which means we'd have the 3, then the 8, then the 1, and 3 spaces, which would become 3 zeros. So we have 3, 8, 1, 0, 0, 0. Oh, I'm so smart.
Well done, Barry Biscuit Boy. You are right. Good. Okay, next one. 6.072 times 10 to the power of 2. Emilio, what do?
Well, because it's a 2, we move the decimal to the right 2 places. 1, 2, and we stop.
We do indeed, yes. Well done, Emilio, which means the decimal has now ended up between the 7 and the 2.
Oh, so that means we have a 6, then a 0, then a 7. And because the decimal is between the 7 and the 2, we'd have 0.2.
We do indeed, yes. We've got 0.2, as you say. Well done, Emilio. Well done. Okay, for E, 4 times 10 to the power of 3. Does anybody think they can do that one? Go on, Francis. What are you thinking?
Well, I think that 4 is the same as 4.0, so you can imagine it just as 4.0. And because it's times 10 to the power of 3, it really means the decimal would move 1, 2, 3 places. So you would start with the 4 and just write down 4, obviously. And then you can see that you've really got these 3 spaces, or 2 spaces if you wrote that as 4.0. But either way, with these 3 spaces, you'd have to put in 3 zeros, which are 0, 0, and 0, giving us an answer of 4,000.
Well done. Yes, that is perfectly right. Good. So that is how it is done. That is how you write a number back in normal form from scientific notation / standard form. So let's see if you can do some on your own. Here are 100,000 questions for you to try. See how you get on with these. I will give you the answer in a little while. Just pause the video and see how you get on with these, just converting each one back to normal form. Just a quick reminder though, the 2 or the 3 or whatever it is, the 5, the index shows you how many places to move the decimal, and because these are all positive numbers, the decimal is always going to move to the right, giving you a big number. So, try each of these, pause the video now! Alrighty then, let's see how you got on with these. Here are your answers, please check them. How did you get on? Hey, well done, I'm impressed. Awesome, high five. Do you want to try some with a negative index? Let's do it then. So, example 2, looking at a negative index. So 7.3 times 10 to the power of -1.
Oh, it's a negative. What do we do if it's negative? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
Well, you can see here, if it's a negative index, it means we're going to get a small number. We'll get 0 point something. And it means we're moving the decimal. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? We move it to the left.
Oh, is that all? Okay, I can do that.
Good. Try it then, David. See how we get on. First one, 7.3 times 10 to the power of -2. What do you think? Susan, help us out.
Negative means we move the decimal to the left 1 space, so the decimal would go in front of the 7. But you wouldn't just write 0.73, you would write 0.73.
Well done, good. You would always start with 0 point. And you're right, after that you would write the 7 and then the 3, so you would just have 0.73. Well done, Susan. Susan, pick somebody else.
I'll pick toadfish.
Alright, toadfish. What do you think you do? Good, yeah, you've got a negative index, which means the decimal's moving to the left and is moving 2 places. 1, 2 places means the decimal ends up just over here, so you'd have 0 point. Good, and then what would you have? With this space you fill it in with a 0, so you'd have 0.0, and then the 9, then the 2, then the 1, then the 4. One more time. 0.09214 is the answer. Well done, that is right. Well done. Okay, let's try another one. Who wants to do it? Neil, go for it. What do you think then with C, 1.5 times 10 to the power of -3?
Well, it's a negative index, which means the decimal
We'll move 3 places to the left. Well done. Well, good. So, Neil, what do you end up with? Well, you move the decimal 1, 2, 3 places. So you'd end up with the decimal way down here. Good. So really we end up with 0 point. And because you've got these 2 spaces, you fill them in with zeros. So you'd have 0.0015. Yeah, well done, Neil. That is what you would have. Okay, for D, 8.33 times 10 to the power of -5. How would you do that one, Stephanie? Good. 5 means you would move the decimal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places. You would end up with 0 point, and then you would see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. So you fill those spaces in with zeros. So you have 0 point, and then the 4 spaces become 4 zeros, and then you would have after that, Stephanie. Good. The 8, the 3, and the 3. 833 is your answer. Good. And for E, what would you do for that one? Gary, what do you think? Good. The -3 means you move the decimal 3 places. But notice with that though, Gary, there is no decimal.
Oh no, neither there is. It's just 7. But you can imagine 7 as 7.0. So, if you had 7.0, you'd move the decimal back 1, 2, 3 places. So you get 0 point, and then 1, 2 spaces become 2 zeros. So you get 0.00, and then you've got your 7.
Yeah, well done, Gary. That is what you'd have, 0.007. Well done. Good. Okay, want to try some of them on your own?
Yes, please.
Go on then, Crystal. Here you go. So, with a negative index, convert each of these back to normal form. Notice how the index is negative for every single one of these. We've done positive indices, and you were amazing at that. Let's see if you can do these ones. Remember, this number here shows you that you're moving the decimal, because it's negative, you're moving it to the left. And remember, if you just have 7 on its own, just imagine it as 7.0. Best of luck. You can pause the video and I'll give you the answers in just a few seconds. Pause the video now. Alrighty, people. How did you get on? There are your answers. Check them. See how you did. Hey, you're so good at this. I'm so proud of you. Well done. Woo! Brilliant. Awesome. If you're wanting more practice with these, there is some questions in the TJ Intermediate 1 book, page 195, questions 4, 5, 8. See how you get on with these questions. Good luck. Woo! That's more practice, if you need it. If you don't need it, move on to the next lesson. It's up to you. Do whatever you like. See ya!